Hey everyone, so I'm about to play another 1510 game in my series Road to IM. I am back back at 1800 and looking forward to winning more. Yeah, I wonder how long I have to wait for a game, because it's currently past midnight in the US, so I don't know what time that would be for anywhere. Maybe people in New York will be like having dinner. What else is interesting? Um, I'm looking into the Sveshnikov and Kalashnikov Sicilian lines as black, and I am so fascinated by it because they're really unlike any other Sicilian and they have their own unique traits. And I think, you know, if you can really understand an opening well, especially good openings, then you can have such an edge in the rest of the game, because you understand not only the opening but the middle games that arise, the end games that arise. Oh my god, that's really loud. Okay, so let's see what. Oh, so yeah, maybe you'll see one of those. Okay, so here we have a bird's opening. Now, you know, in the past I would always play something stupid like f6 and just play like, I don't know, a slug. I don't know if you see my blitz videos, but here we're gonna play the move knight f6 to stop any e4 business, and we're gonna play, and we're gonna treat this as a reverse Dutch. So I'm planning on playing the moves h6 and g5, maybe h5. I haven't really tried this, but in principle it should be fine. So I'm going to play d5, and depending on what he does next, if he plays g3, I'm going to play h5, h4 and think about sacking my rook. If he plays more like a e3, bishop, e2, d3, castles, then my plan is play h3, g4. Right, so I'm going to continue with this plan. And I realize that this is okay, so he's done that. I realize this is probably a line that means tempo is very important. So now I'm kind of worried if g5, if he just plays bishop b2, but then maybe I've got g4. I don't know if that's any good for me, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know, why not, let's play it. And I'm gonna play bishop g7 to blunt his bishop on b2. Okay, so he's taken it. I've actually had a lot of success with this line, and many Dutch players with the black pieces against my reti haven't come across this. So I think the idea is I play queen d6 here. I think the moves e5 also look very inviting. I don't know, like queen d6 is the most direct in terms of it's got a major attack on h2. Maybe I'd even be threatening queen e5 in that position with a double attack on the knight and rook. So I guess after queen d6 with bishop b2, then maybe I can take the h2 pawn straight away, and I wonder who that's better for. I feel like I can castle queenside safely. So can he, to be fair. and he's winning on the king side. I don't know, like, I think queen d6 is the principal way of playing this. So let's think, how do we continue here? Okay, so he's just retreated his knight, but you know, I've gained a move by developing my queen. He's just moved his knight back and forth. Yes, he's up a pawn, but I'm not too fussed. So here I've got ideas of playing bishop g4. If I pin the knight, then h2 is mine, but he can block with bishop e2. And I don't really want to trade off my light squared bishop if I can help it, even though I win the pawn back. Even though it does look very tempting. Bishop g4 is definitely a candidate move. I've also got moves like knight to g4 to try and win the pawn in that way. And then my queen is eyeing that g3 square, which looks very tempting indeed. I feel like knight g4 might just be winning, to be honest. So yeah, how does he, so like knight g4, maybe queen e2 to try and cover the square f2. Then take. And then like, I feel like knight g4 has to be winning here. Just looks so good. Like, I'm thinking if knight g4, bishop b2, then I'm just sacking the rook on h2 and my queen comes in. Alright, yeah, let's just do this. Like, surely this is game over. I don't know, I think seeing the 3D pieces like this helps so much. This just looks like a easy win, to be honest. I'm getting way too cocky about this. There must be something he can do. Let me think. So, alright, let's say he tries playing g3 here. Well, then still I'm playing rook takes h2. And his king is far too weak to... Alright, maybe not. So if g3, rook takes h2, rook takes h2, queen takes g3 check, king e2. But then I've still got knight takes h2. Seems alright. Oh yeah, that's a clever move. Didn't think about that. But okay. Like, queen f6 looks obvious, hitting the rook. White has to deal with that, and then maybe I've got like knight takes h2. No, but then knight takes it. Hey, that is annoying. Hey, I can also play c5, and I've got all the threats alive. I don't like how he's developed a piece and I'm having to block with a pawn, which is then vulnerable if my queen ever moves. But I don't know, okay, like I'm threatening to take a lot of stuff. I feel like it can't be bad. Let's keep all of the threats alive, shall we? I think this is the style of chess I definitely want to play. Like, obviously I'm going to try and improve like positionally and improve in like all different positions that can arise in chess. But I think my forte is definitely playing these double-edged positions with like interesting middle game ideas, and the more interesting the position, the better I fare. And I think that maybe won't always work at Grandmaster level, because, you know, like grandmasters are very good at snuffing out creativity. But you know, I think this is like a perfectly fine style of play up to IM level, which is ultimately my goal right now. Anyway, okay, let's focus on the chess. um, okay, so checking my king. I want to block. Bishop d7 seems the ideal way. If he captures, then my knight can capture. My knight is coming towards the attack, also guarding the c5 square, helping me castle queenside. I don't really want to allow him a pin, but so the point is that with these moves, he's now getting ready to castle. Can he castle? No, surely not, because there's too much attack on the king side. Yeah, I don't know. Bishop d7 seems like the right way to block this. I don't want to give myself a pin. And it forces him to do something about this, because if he does nothing, I just take his bishop for free. So I'm expecting maybe bishop takes bishop. But then, you know, my knight recaptures, and I've still got all the threats alive in the position. And I feel like I'm very comfortable here. I guess c5 is slightly weakening my queenside as well when I castle queenside, but right, so definitely knight takes is the only move here. Okay, so his king's got a little bit more space, but I don't know, maybe the bishop was helping him defend as well. I'm not too sure. And now the g2 pawn is undefended. But his king does have a square to move to f1, so we'll see what happens. I'm even looking at ideas of like queen g3, just sacrificing the queen so I take his rook with check, and then if king e2 then I can win his queen. But then we're just trading and I've really gained nothing from that, so let's think of something better. If knight takes h2, he can't take my piece. I'm threatening to take his knight with check, which is just crushing. I don't know what he can do in response after knight takes h2. If he moves his rook to f1, let's say, then I've got, well, I can just take his rook. He moves to g1. Yeah, this just looks very good. Oh, okay. I feel like queen g3 is such a nice move. But, okay, if pawn takes, rook takes, queen f1 to block. Nah, I'm not really breaking through there, I don't think. Okay, if knight takes h2, rook g1, can't see a clear win. I feel like there has to be one though. Maybe not. So firstly, I also want to play bishop g7 just to eye that rook. But then he can play knight c3, and I feel like that gives him the opportunity of casting queenside, which I don't want to give him whatsoever. I'm looking at rook takes h2 as well, followed by queen d3 check. Then knight f2 check. I guess that wins the rook, but it's... I don't know, I sacrificed the rook for that plan, so I'm not too sure. Check. I'm not winning the g2 pawn even. Maybe that is a line though. Then queen f1. Sorry, I'm not very clear to my views what I'm thinking, but yeah, I'm basically just calculating knight takes h2, rook takes h2, what comes from it. What was wrong with knight takes h2? I was thinking like after rook g1, how am I... What am I doing? I guess I can... Fuck, I don't know. Hey, let's just play this. I don't want to just play a move on for the hell of it. Maybe I should be playing e5. Then it blocks my queen. Maybe queen f6 is a move. I feel like I'm missing something bloody obvious and it's really frustrating me. e5, queen f6 followed by e5, is that? No, because, yeah, maybe. Great, and my cursor has... Okay, my cursor... what is happening? This is so critical. Queen f6 followed by d4. Nah, that just gets the knight into the game. God damn. Alright, let's play this first. Because like after rook g1, I feel like it's my move again and I've got free reign to like do whatever I want. Maybe I want to put my knight back on g4 to get ready to play queen g3 check perhaps. Maybe after this I can play the move, after rook g1 I can play the move e5. That looks strong, gaining space in the center, maybe bishop g7. Maybe I've already messed up slightly with my like c5 moves, and like maybe I missed a chance to gain a better advantage. Oh, what am I missing? Oh, I'm missing nothing. That doesn't win a piece at all. Oh wow. Okay. So I just miscalculated. I thought he couldn't take for some reason. I'm just getting tired, I guess. So after this, knight takes, queen takes. So I've won the pawn back, and I've got a strong center, I don't think. I mean, I think my position's absolutely fine. Don't think there's anything wrong with it whatsoever. After knight c3, which can be expected, developing his final piece to a good square. Maybe giving a check is good. I can probably even play. I can play a perpetual here if I want it. But I think I can do better. Maybe d4 even, or is that just like pushing too much? The idea being is maybe I can weaken this e3 pawn in some lines. No, I don't want to give him a chance to like annoy me with moves like that, so It's annoying how well his queen defends everything. I should hurry up. So where do I want? I guess I don't want to check and let his king get to f2. I'd rather his king go to here. So maybe queen. Trade queens is good here. Hey, I don't know. Maybe trading queens isn't as good, but I was thinking of just playing bishop g7 after this. The idea is if he takes and king here. Sorry, if he takes, then I take his rook, and if he goes check, then I can probably trap his knight. So yeah, we're gonna try this. And then I don't know, maybe if he moves his rook, then I can take his knight, double his pawns, give him isolated pawns, and I don't mind having the knight because I think the knight can hop around all of these pawns and make itself useful. Okay, if maybe a move like bishop b2, then perhaps I can be playing d4. But I don't know, then he can move his knight, and then now my pawn is pinned to my bishop on g7. Oh crap, I just realized the sound quality is going to be terrible. Okay. Hey, sorry about the sound quality, guys. I just forgot to restart the program. So he has 10 minutes, I have 4 minutes. Like, I guess in these videos, like, I'm more focused on just playing good chess rather than worrying about the time, and you know, I can speed up, and if I blunder, but as long as I'm playing good chess, that's more important. But hey, I want to win as well. I want to get a good rating, so let's start speeding up a bit. Right, so he's played a move like this. So now I'm very tempted to trade. I really don't know if trading is good. Right now, I guess it's not vital that I trade. Right, because his pieces are still pinned, so I may as well castle, I guess. Castling seems good. So the plan is, I guess he's going to move his rook now, and then I'll zap the knight. Zap the knight. Maybe I should have zapped the knight last move, before he had a chance to avoid that line. I really don't know if this is good for me, but I just have an intuition that it gives me some good chances. So I can't really stop him getting the 7th, but I can attack his g2 pawn and get to his 7th, so I feel like that is an obvious good move. If I go there and he goes rook h7, I take his g2 pawn with check, which is key. And I'm even mating on e5 if he comes to there, so I'm gonna play this move. So this is the thing, like, he's got isolated pawns, so it's going to be harder for him to defend than for me to defend. So if he plays a move like rook h2 perhaps to guard his 7th, then I could play rook g7 and see what happens. I mean, I want to put my knight on e5, that just looks completely dominating. I mean, I've got to guard my pawns and be slightly careful, maybe play a move like e6 first, then b6 to guard those. Okay, so he's done that. I want to guard my 7th really badly, but I feel like, is there anything more pressing I could play? I don't want him to like play any cheeky moves on the queen side that mug me off, but I think I'm probably alright. I don't like the move b4. But actually no, b4 is fine, okay. Let's just... I play there. Is it completely fine? Yes. I don't think rook h8 leads to anything. So yeah, just guard my second. Let's play calmly. So here, I just think like, you know, if b4, I play b6, and if he takes, then he's got like isolated doubled pawns. So my plan now is just to play e6, maybe even play f5, play king c7, get my king, I don't know, get my king close to the center, just slowly improve my position, and just try and restrict as much chances of counterplay as possible from him. Okay, so he's played bishop b2. Okay, to eye up my rook makes sense. Oh, I can even play the move c4 now. Now c4 would lock down those pawns. I don't know if I want my pawn on c4 though. But it definitely restricts his play on that long diagonal, which does look inviting for me, which makes me want to just play it. And it can be supported with the move b5 as well. So this is why I'm playing this move. And I think if he plays b4, then I just play b5, and I feel like that bishop is very locked out of the game. And if he plays b4, then he's going to have to sacrifice with the move e4 to ever get his bishop out by rerouting the bishop to c1 and then getting out. And I just need to make sure I stop that at all costs. I am slightly concerned of the fact I only have 3 minutes left, but the position seems simple enough for me to make some quick moves, hopefully, without blundering. Okay, so he's played this. I could play knight e5, I could also play b5. Right, so he didn't have to take, so maybe I could have done something different. Knight e5 looks good, just because then I can recapture with a knight instead of the pawn. And also I just feel like that knight is like a beast on that square. Yeah, seems good to me. You know, I'm playing moves like e6 to guard everything, maybe f6 to guard the knight, like, I don't know, maybe... But yeah, my time is definitely on the low side, and I'm spending more time thinking than my 10-second increment. So I need to speed up a bit. Touchpad doesn't help as well, and a laggy computer. Making excuses as always. Okay, let's think. So e6 is something I want to play. Getting my king, maybe bring my king to c6. I don't know, can I launch any attack on him as well? Maybe a move like knight g4, does it do absolutely anything? Probably not. He just moves king f3. Okay, so now I just want to play e6 to stop any funny business. But he's not coming down the back with any cheeky moves. I don't think. Yeah. I don't know. Great. That move took 3 seconds to process. I am very concerned right now that I am screwing this up. Yeah, I do not like. Okay, so this is happening. Right, so maybe knight g6 is in order. Okay, I'm just going to play a little bit faster. Knight g6 with the idea of then playing b5 to make sure that I hold this pawn. But then he can play b4 and lock it up, probably to his favour, because now the bishop is on the right side of the pawns. But at least my knight is covering f4, so my f7 pawn is fine, covering h8. So if he stays on that file, I guess I want to reroute my rook to somewhere where it does a bit better, but then my f7 pawn is slightly weak, so maybe I want to start off with a move like king d7. So what is this move doing? I have no idea. Okay, let's just do... but no, I should really be playing b5, I think. b5, make sure I'm not losing that pawn. But this does feel terribly loose. Maybe I can play the move f5 actually, and then my rook has a lot more maneuverability. I guess also I want to maybe play rook h7. That would be really cool. He's not utilizing the g file and his rook's just stuck there. I feel like rook h7 would be a very good move to get in. And actually I think maybe rook g4 is a bad move because he can't even go back to rook h4. Okay, so I feel like taking here looks good, but then he can capture here. Shit, calculating. Takes. One moves back. For fuck's sake. Okay, let's just play a3. Play the safe move. Don't try and calculate. I can't calculate any winning lines. I feel like there might be if I were to take and then he takes. Like, I feel like maybe I have something, but also it just ruins my structure, and right now I just need to make sure I don't play any risky moves. Like, I remember in one of my games in the Road to I Am series where I play a risky move and luckily it all pays off and it's fine, but like it's not good to do it under time trouble. So just play the safe move. Now I'm going to be playing rook h7. Maybe I can play down to rook h1 and like get my rook behind. Like, as you can see, my knight is on a light square, my pawns are on light squares, this bishop is useless to win any of my pieces, but it could be useful to control dark squares if his rook can get involved or his king can get involved, but they can't right now, so I really just need to keep up restricting white from any counterplay. So I do feel like he can play moves like e4 to break up my pawns. I don't know how I'd respond to that. Right, exactly, so he's done that. So I feel like I want to play king d7 first before anything. But then he's threatening to take here. Shit, I really don't know. Hey, I was kind of worried of like bishop e5, and I can't take with my rook, but then I can play rook h7, and then I'm threatening his bishop, so he has to move, and then I can deal with this problem of this pawn. Maybe then I can play rook h5 and recapture with the pawn. That would be nice, but then, I mean, sorry, recapture with the rook, but then the c4 pawn is weak. Maybe I can take here now, actually. Takes. That looks like a very dodgy line to try calculate right now. Takes pawn. But it looks so inviting. Right, so I think pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes pawn. God damn it, I want to play it. I can take this pawn. Then if pawn recaptures, then I take this pawn. Pawn recaptures. I feel like that's a safer option. Not gonna lie. Okay, we're playing the safer option. I feel like taking on a4 might have been a move as well. But I just want to... Okay, this is the idea. And then maybe even take this pawn, or maybe just play rook here is good. I mean king here. Okay, so if bishop d4 now, then I just play rook to h7, I guess, or maybe I want to go to g8 so I can start attacking some of these weaknesses. Yeah, like my rook on h7 I don't think is doing as much. Like even though I've got that open file, it's not doing much. I want to put my rook on the c file, or start to attack this pawn. I think my knight is doing a great job of restricting this rook, and I want to keep it that way. But I guess right now, you know, pawn takes d5, king takes, so I feel like maybe pawn takes will help restrict more, but then I don't want to isolate my pawns like that. So I feel like king takes is the right idea. But the thing is, my king is getting very active, and I don't know if it wants to be this far out right now. I do have the idea of rook to c8 followed by e5 to win this pawn. Like maybe I can try this now even. Oh no, I can't, because then I'm losing the rooks, so I have to play a move that doesn't lose. Ah, Jesus Christ. Man, I can't calculate this quickly. Okay. So the problem with pawn up is that bishop takes is just fine, because if I go knight takes, then he's taking my rook. But that would have been the ideal move to play. So, so he's attacking there. I guess I should just defend it. But now I'm on the passive, which is really annoying. Like maybe next move I want to play e5, and well, maybe I need to get my king over to the defense first. Actually, maybe my knight is misplaced now. I can bring my knight to a better square. Maybe to c6 to kick this rook out the way. I've got to be careful of him, like, I don't know, if knight e7, bishop c5 check, and swapping off my knight. Maybe pushing this pawn would be good as well. Alright, I don't know, let's just do this move. The idea being that I can then play knight e7. If he tries to give me a check, then I just move back to king d7. So again, as always, okay, let's focus. I'm trying to go for the win in this position when perhaps I should be considering a draw, but I'm still looking for ways to win. So I think my knight here is good. I mean, after c4, I don't know. Okay, I can't attack this rook. What is it really doing here? It's maybe, no, I can't even go reroute to knight c4 because then he's got a rook to c5 check. King d7, I guess. I think I'd want to trade rooks if I can. So let's try this. This seems kind of risky, but what can you do? Like, then I can play rook to c6 to guard my pawn if he goes back to a5. And then I think I really would be doing good because I've got real pressure on the c-pawn then. I think my rook would be in the optimum position. So, let's just pre-move this. So, and then he would probably play, okay, so he's allowed me to do this. Like, he can't push the pawn now because I wonder if maybe I should have just taken this. Oh, because I would have taken one check and then take c. Maybe this is the best way to play actually. I'm not sure. Maybe I can play king c8, king b7. Take. I really wanted to play like, I don't know, king b6 to c4, but now I feel like he's going to push the pawn, but then I'm going to play back to e7. Unless here is a good square, but I feel like that's a little bit too risky. Let's just play with no risks. Once my king is on b7, I think his rook is in serious danger of getting trapped. I can like reroute my knight to c6 then. Yeah, I don't see how his rook is escaping. I think I'm after king here. So maybe rook b6 next is a good move. Okay, so let's think. But not think for too long. Yeah, maybe. And then knight c6, so I guess he's gonna... and he can't push the pawn because then it's a fork. So I'm definitely winning the rook. In fact, I might be winning the rook and he can't even defend with the bishop because it's... hey, this is just... it's just completely winning. Nice. So that, I think this was really good because I spent a lot more time just being just a tad bit careful, not playing any risky lines, and just kept up the pressure until he blundered, which he has. And now hopefully the game will be better, so long as my internet doesn't cut. Okay, so let's take this off. And probably check here is good. Okay, let's just calculate. Check, pawn here, takes bishop, pawn there. Yeah, that's fine. Takes. Takes. King here. Yeah, as long as I'm guarding my e6 pawn at the end of that. Yeah, this should be okay. If he plays king e7, then I just play e5. And I can sack my rook for the pawn. I can play e5 now even, but let's just play it safe. Or maybe e5 now is the best way to go. I don't really know. Nah, okay, I just want to take this. So I feel like king f6 is a good move, but then maybe I can play king rook f8 check. Oh, he's just going for that. Well, okay, I'm just going to push this pawn, and then I can always sack my rook. So this is game. Nice. Okay, so that was cool. I'll see you at the post-game analysis. Hey everyone, so get ready for Road to IM number 6, the analysis of this game. And I thought in today's analysis we'd try something a bit different, because in this game, as you may well remember, the game was quite tactical from the get-go. And after this g5 idea, and I put it in the computer, and it actually favours black. Like, there are better moves to play here, like bishop f5 supposedly gave black very good play, but the move g5 is definitely not losing for black, and after f takes g5 it really likes black's position, and queen d6 was the right continuation. And after knight f3, I could have played bishop g4 as well, but knight g4 also led to some nice tactical ideas. And after bishop a3, black has actually got a very strong move here. So throughout this video I'll set up some different positions where I missed tactical chances, and I'll give you a second to try spot them. So if you like, you can pause the video now and try and find the best move for black. Okay, so well done if you found it. In the game I played c5 here to block the bishop, but in fact bishop f6 sets up a nice move. So the idea behind me playing c5 was more from a strategical approach, where maybe at some point I might want to play d4 to exploit the king's central position. But queen f6 has a direct threat, which is after knight c3, which looks logical, black's just blowing open white's position with knight takes e3 immediately. So well done if you spotted that. The idea being, if white recaptures, then I'm winning this knight, and white's going to have to move his king, bearing in mind if he blocks with the queen, then I take the rook, and if he blocks with the knight I can take this pawn, and things just crumble for white. So this was definitely a very good line, which I missed, so I definitely need to practice my tactics. But anyway, after c5, bishop b5, this isn't really a tactic, so I'll just show it, but the computer favoured knight c6, and I think the idea is because maybe this bishop doesn't belong on d7, and maybe might want to go elsewhere, maybe on f5. I'm not really too sure. I know that in the game after bishop d7, the computer definitely didn't like him trading bishops. And yeah, I think it just suggested playing queen e2 for him instead of trading and helping me develop a piece. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is like too intuitive to play knight c6 and create this pin and like defend my e5 pawn with rook h5. Like it seems kind of loose. But yeah, if anyone has any thoughts on that, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, so anyway, after bishop d7, bishop takes, knight takes, queen e2. Here, another idea, another tactical move you can try. So I'll let you pause the video and see if you can find a solution. Bearing in mind, in the game I played knight takes h2, which wasn't the most direct approach. Okay, so the move to play is actually quite an obvious move in some ways, which is bishop g7. I can't remember if I thought of playing this in the video, but the idea is that after bishop g7, I'm developing my final piece and I'm pressuring that long diagonal. And after knight c3, then I've got a really nice forced line, which involves queen g3 check. And after sacrificing the queen, I don't win any material at this point. You know, I take the rook, forcing the queen to block, and I get my queen back. So I think I saw this kind of stuff, and this kind of stuff happened in the game. The only difference is that right now my bishop is on g7 and my opponent's knight is on c3, which lets me do this very nice bishop takes c3, pawn takes c3, knight takes e3, check, with this fork at the end. So really the moral of this certain tactic is that if I had just developed all my pieces, then before going into a forced line like knight takes h2, then my pieces would have been situated perfectly to the point where I would have a tactical continuation that won material. But because I went into this line with my bishop still on f8, I wasn't utilizing the maximum potential of my pieces, and therefore I didn't gain an advantage. So after this, I've got a slight edge of like almost a pawn, and I don't know if you saw that, but hopefully you didn't see the top move, because this is another tactical idea which I missed. So here I just castled queenside, and I maintained a slight advantage, but that was a nice tactical line I could have tried. So I'll let you pause the video and I'll reveal the answer. Okay, so well done if you spotted the move d4. The idea being that once this knight moves anywhere, then I then play d3 with check, with a discovered attack on this rook now that the knight has moved. And after takes, then white can try playing c3 or stuff, but black plays rook d8 and puts pressure on this d2 pawn, and yeah, black is doing fine. Like even if white captures this bishop, he's got the exchange up. And I think that's why, if knight c7, king d8, my bishop moves out and basically this knight is trapped. So I think I can probably win. Let's just have a quick look at that line. So if here, king d8 makes the most logical sense. Yeah. And if takes on a8. Oh, so it gives this line as only just a slight plus for black. Okay, it's starting to increase, but when I analysed this earlier, I thought it was doing a lot better. So it's just bishop f6 here. And after king c4, b6. Maybe I still win the knight. Let's see this top line by the computer. So c takes, e takes, king c8, so I'm slowly getting closer to trying to win the knight. And yeah, so I do win the knight. But it's not completely clear like how I win this. I guess like he's got 2 pawns for the piece. He's got a very active king. I mean, I'd still rather be black, but I guess it's not like a straight win. It only gives minus 0.55. So I don't know why I missed this in my calculations earlier. But yeah, this was a line I could have tried, which may have been more forcing, but okay. Having said that, okay, this was also okay. And at this point, I just wanted to note that here I played rook g7 in fear of my opponent gaining the 7th, but if I played rook g6 and he had tried to gain the 7th, this would have been very bad for him. In fact, it was losing after rook a6. The idea being once his bishop moves, then I'm gaining his 7th, and in fact my threats on the 7th are a lot stronger due to the number of his weak pawns and his weaker king position on this second rank. So I missed that opportunity to try and tempt him into playing rook h7. And yeah, after that, I don't know if there was any more tactics I had missed. I think just one thing to note, like all of this at this point, it was kind of drawish. I mean, here I played king d6. King e4 would have been a better idea, and the idea is that, like, I don't know if they play any kind of move. The idea is I go rook b8, and maybe I'm threatening the white king by playing rook b2 check, and kind of using my king as a more attacking piece. Like, I don't have to really worry about any checks or anything. I just can't. I've always got a safe square, so I'm not getting mated. Like, that was my main fear. Yeah, so I guess I could have spent more time calculating that to see the potential of my king on e4 rather than being afraid. Because, you know, he's got a black dark square bishop, but, you know, I've always got the light squares to help save my king. But yeah, after this was all kind of drawish, and then, you know, we got to this point where c5 is just a blunder because of rook c8, and there are just too many problems with white's piece placements, with this knight being able to fork all of them. That's why I think knights are extremely tricky in the endgame and are really powerful. And yeah, also c5 just limits this white rook on a5. Like, if white just played rook to c5 instead and swapped off, then this is most probably drawn. At least the computer gives it as drawn. So yeah, and then from here it was just a very simple to make sure I didn't blunder, and then I won. So I guess from this game, like, there are many tactical opportunities that I missed, and I guess you just gotta look back one step deeper into the position. And I think one of them that I can definitely improve on was this bishop g7 thing I missed. Basically just making sure before I go into any tactical sequence, I really need to have all my pieces developed and all my pieces active to give myself the best chance of, like, playing a successful tactic. Like, even if I didn't see it at first, like, maybe it would just pan out because my pieces are on good squares. So I hope that was useful and you could take something out of it. I'll see you next time.